of American style. That's me and you. Hello, everybody. So welcome to the Walter Jones Show. I'm he. It is the weekend edition. Hey, oh man, stop the presses. Stop the presses. Come on in. The water, it's fine. I want to talk about something that's pressing. Not pressing so much on me, but it's pressing on someone else as it pertains to y'all. Sex. Sex. And more sex. Here's the problem. Y'all ain't having it. Y'all ain't getting none. There are no boots a knocking in the household of faith. That's a problem. That's a problem, Marion. That's a problem. Rhonda, that's a problem. Daughter. Sex, and most sex should be the discussion, the talk, the narrative of houses, because there is a exiting, there is an exodus, there is an absence, there is a ooh-wee. There are people who are laying up with other folks, men's and women's. They don't belong to them, but they're laying up with them because there is an absence, there's a void. And I want to talk about it today on this Sir Walter Jones Show series. This ain't going to be pretty. And if you are if you under the age of 18, you might want to turn this off because I want to get a little nasty. I'm dealing with a bad tooth over here, and jaw's kind of swollen a little bit there. A little wisdom tooth need to be pulled or tentatively taken care of. So I'll talk like I'm teething, okay? Oh, man, this ain't going to be your grandmama's discussion. This ain't a show about the birds nor them bees, but we're going to talk about sex. The reason why I'm bringing this up because Pastor Clarence Smith, a dear friend of mine, and we who are here in the Tri-Town, he put up a post, and I was tagged on it by the great romantic P. Moore. And Demond Johnson responded. Here's what the post said. Should a married person have to beg their spouse for sex or intimacy? He said, this had nothing to do with me. And just a question that was being raised at the gym that he attends. All right. I don't know if he owned the gym or he just work out. Pastor, help us out. Clarence Smith asked a great question. I'm glad he posed it because after that he posed a few other questions and made statements that I agree with as well. I'm going to talk about this because there was a problem. Here is the problem. All right, let me kind of vet myself a little bit here. You don't see no rings on my finger because some of you on YouTube and some of you on Facebook are going to come to the conclusion that how could he possibly be talking about sexual intercourse with my wife or husband and he not married? All right. Let me help you out with that question because I know you have it. All right. Here's my answer. Try to make it as educational as possible. I have no education in this. No. I've been married. Oh, I've been married. Oh, I remember what sex feels like with the missus. Yes, I do. I does. But here's the problem that I have with maybe some of you questioning my validity on this subject matter here. You go to your pastors for all kind of advice on absolutely everything, and probably 50% of the stuff that you ask him, he ain't qualified. Y'all go to him for medical advice. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And he go to touching you in some places, he says, the Lord says, the Spirit of the Lord says, do this, and you let him touch you in certain places to pray for. Y'all go to him for financial advice, and many of your pastors are one check away from poverty. Yeah, you do. You go to him for that. Yes, you do. You go to him. Okay, you bring somebody in. One of the sisters at your church, she can tell y'all a little bit about some health. So y'all call her a nurse. She's not really an RN or nothing like that. She just read some books and looked on YouTube. And so you will have to do a little seminar at the church during Women's Day to talk about medical stuff and how to take care of your bodies or veganism and what have you. Then Y'all never question that. Never ask it for, you know. And then, here's the thing. Y'all, read the New Testament. The Apostle Paul brings up some interesting things about marriage. And he says, I would that you be like me, single. Then he said, y'all can't seem to take your hands off each other. Y'all like to have sex. Single folk. Y'all love to knock boots. Single folks. He said, so if you can't contain yourself, well, I'll tell you what. Here's what you do. It's better that you marry and then to burn. That scripture alone has got more folk in trouble than anything that I know. Come on, Lorraine Allen. Yeah. Demetria, you stumbled upon some grown folk discussion right here. The Apostle Paul said, be like me, single. He says, but if you can't, it's better that you go ahead and get married. Y'all listen to that. But you're going to question me. Like I can't hear from the Lord from on high. All right, so let me tell you something. So I just vetted myself. How about that? Okay. With some of y'all, I still won't get a pass. You think I care? But for the rest of y'all who going to hang around, here's what my take is. And then I'm going to read from someone who is bona fide, married, and got the degree on the wall, and see what he has to say in this article under FamilyShare.com. All right? I want to talk about this sex thing because here's the thing, brothers. It ain't just the brothers. It's the sisters as well. Okay? As it pertains to withholding sex. Most cases, I think, women withhold that sex more so than men. I think that would always be the issue in marriages. That will probably always be. Now, in your house, though, your husband is withholding sex for some reason. All right. Your husband is withholding sex, and in some cases, your husband is withholding sex from you, but giving sex to someone else. So that probably says a couple things. Number one, he's just not that into you. He don't love you like he used to. All right? He just got more hots with his other woman. All right? Because the sisterhood is broken. I tell you this all the time. All right. So, he ain't into you no more. Because he's not giving it to you, but he's giving it to someone else. All right. So, let's talk about all of that. So, usually when the question is asked, why I got to beg for sex, it's usually the man asking that question. Why I got to beg up for sex? All right. One thing I will say from my experience is this, brothers. You know, sometimes the women do have real headaches. Yeah, I said that. Sometimes they really do have headaches. It's not just some narrative that's been played on these soap operas, daytime and nighttime. Some of them actually do need aspirin. Okay. Number two, there are ladies out there whose bodies can't take the beating. Oh, I told y'all this ain't your mama's show. This ain't your, because there's some pastors are watching me and first ladies, and I got to be careful what I say because I'll get in trouble tomorrow for Sunday. All right. There are some women who can't take the sexual beating, the pounding, because of certain organs on her body can't take that pressure, and she may not have expressed that to you, brothers. If she did, she didn't do it right, or you just don't care. So you are abusing your wife. Leo says it doesn't have to be withholding situation when it's being held back. That leads to affairs, and most likely something's going wrong in the marriage. Come on, Leo. Yeah, you're on top of it. Demetria Pitts says, why are they beating it anyway? Some women like it beat it. Demetria, I hear what you're saying. But some women like it beat. Okay? Some women like hardcore, rough sex. And he knows how she wants it if they've been married for a while. If this is a newlywed, I get it. But some women like it hardcore. All right? Elder Washington says, because you have not cultivated a relationship throughout the day, you need to make love throughout the day. Helen Washington, you all up in my middle part of my lesson here. Okay, so if the woman is withholding sex, it could be for a few reasons. Number one, it could be because you're too abusive. It's too much. Number two, it could be medical situations where she's having some issues and you're not sensitive enough to understand that there's an issue and she don't know how to relate it to you properly, or you so pressured sexually that you need to release it. And rightfully so, you should release it with your wife, but she can't take it. So y'all have got an issue here, and you probably need to go to a counselor to see if you can fix that thing, because some things can be fixed sexually. I know some women who have an issue where they may need surgery on their vajayjays so that she can accept this man's penis. Again, tell the young ladies under the age of 17, leave the room. Some of y'all, old folks, maybe some of y'all need to leave the room because you're too holy. Okay? Number three, I'm going with what Elder Washington said is brothers think that having sex with his wife is expressing to her or getting her to see that this is well, let me see, how do I say this? If she asks you to take out the garbage today, you say, oh, I don't feel like it, so you take out the garbage, all right? Now, this is how brothers think. Ladies, you better hear me. You better hear Sir Walter, you better hear me. Brothers take out the garbage today. Now, the garbage fills up again tomorrow, depending on who was over for dinner, okay? Now, you say, baby, take out the garbage. You know what he gonna say in his mind, maybe, if not his mouth? I took out the garbage yesterday. You see, it's really about he did his chore. It's really about he did his good deed for the day or the week, and you should be satisfied with that. That's what his mind says, brothers. That's what they think. I did that already. Why she's asking me to do this again? You see what I'm saying? That's men are from Mars, right? The lady, though, needs a reoccurrence of assurance. She's always asking you, do you? Like, do you love me? Okay. She needs that constantly over and over again because she's from Venus. So as it pertains to the sex and the intercourse and asking or the withholding, a man, his language, his love language, he may not always tell you, I love you, I adore you, I can't live without you. He just may express that through sexual intercourse. And he thinks that you're supposed to get it during the sex and after. All right? Bam, I knocked her out. Oh, I tapped into eternity, knocked that out. Now, he feels that that's supposed to last you for a while. Tomorrow morning, she gets him and say, please, may I have another? And he say, whoa, I tapped into the universe yesterday. Didn't you get that I love you? Okay. I don't know if y'all getting this. There he goes scratching his head. I know. Marie says, because we are still human beings with human problems, maybe. If he's not listening, then he is a selfish lover. It's about him. Leotha is preaching this gospel, all right? So here's the problem. The brothers are like bulls. We are like fountains, and women are like whales, because a fountain is always sprouting out. Women are like whales, and you got to dig deep in order to find her. And because you got to dig deep to find her, while she's with you, she's expecting you to always be carrying a bucket and a rope. Oh man, I'm gonna have to write that down. I don't have to. I'm gonna have to patent that. The brothers must always be carrying a bucket and a rope. And one of those those chains, okay, and those levies, okay, because he's got to put the bucket that's on the rope on one of those chassis things, okay, and lower that bucket and keep lowering until he hears whoosh, because that whoosh is the bucket hitting the water. And sometimes he lowers the bucket and go bloop. If he go bloop, that's it, brothers. The well is dry. And in many cases in the bed, sometimes the well is dry, and you need to know how the sound of the bucket sounds in your bedroom. and you say, baby, I need some. Brothers usually don't ask that. Brothers just wake up at 2 in the morning because there is something natural that's happening to him. He has a rising. Something natural happens to the brother. His stock is looking up. His future is bright. He's looking to the sun. All right. He beams of heaven. He's looking, and he can't control that. So he's laying behind you in bed, and it's 2 and 3 in the morning. You know you got to get up in the morning for work or something like that. But he can't control this urge, and there's a poke. Like Facebook poke. But unlike Facebook poke, you just get a notification. Well, he poked you in bed, and that's the notification. Poop! You got poked. And you wonder, what's going on behind me? What is this poking I feel? There's a sharp thrust on my back. Depending on where his sleeping position is. And that should be your cue, ladies. Uh-oh. The bull is out of the pen, and I've got to find a way to satisfy the bull so the bull can go to sleep. So now the brother's gonna have to control his bullism as well, because she may not be in the position to do it because, well, obviously that time of month is one reason, but the other time is, I'm exhausted. I work 12 hours. The man should be considerate. All right. Now, I'm giving this side of the story because I'm going to go on this side with you women who are selfish and stingy, and you punish your man by withholding from him. You are going against Scripture, and you are going against all that God has put together as far as marriage is concerned, because that marriage vow, is important to God. And the marriage bed is undefiled. So whatever you both decide to do in that bed is between you, him, and God. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. We withhold sex because of our thoughts about him. We are making love to a brilliant man, not a stupid man. Elder Helen Washington, you better preach. Hey, Pete Harden, blessing to you. It's so good to see you. Marie says, and that's also one of the problems, we try to super spiritualize marriage. God can ordain a marriage, but again, we are the participants and still live in earthly bodies. Marie Jackson Johnson, bam! There it is right there. Okay? Y'all are too holy. You're too spiritual. And your husband is burning in his flesh. That's why the Apostle Paul said it's better to marry than to burn. Not hell's fire burn like we thought it was when we was coming up. He's talking about burn with passion. So the man is in bed every night burning with passion, and you making excuses for not giving him your body. Why did you marry this man? Why did you enter into, you do everything. You go and spend time and cut out coupons in the newspaper and spend time standing in the line and slowly, painstakingly, and peeing off the people behind you, putting these coupons on the clerk's little conveyor belt. All right, you painstakingly save your money. Go to fastfood.org and try to get you some financial aid, and then you go to school for 2 and 4 and 6 years. Oh, you're so patient. You got a baby growing in you for 9 months. You're patient. But when it comes to sex with your man, man, okay. I can't do this with y'all today. When the chemistry is there, time don't matter. Come on, Leotha. Demetrius says, if we are even yoked, shouldn't sex be a part of the even? Come on. I understand physical things occur, but it sounds to me like you're also talking about desire. Now, I'm going to get there. You married the man. Did you not have enough patience to realize that sex is going to happen frequently? Especially if you married a young man, sex is going to come up frequently in the bed. All right. So when you entered into the institution of schooling and all this other stuff, you also entered into the institution of marriage. And in that institution, there must be a breaking. Yeah. There must be a breaking, a covenant must happen. A unified, there must be a hymen situation, all right? If it happened already, it happened already with somebody else. It don't matter. Act like it, okay? There must be a consummation. And then after the consummation, there must be a repeat performance, like a drug dealer taker who takes drugs and gets high for the first time. Now he's taking drugs forever because he's trying to reach that first high. So you in marriage, you better think about the man. He don't just want it. The man needs sex. He need it. And y'all didn't talk about it before y'all got married. You know why y'all didn't talk about it before you got married? Number one, y'all was raised Pentecostal. Oh, I'm about to get in trouble for every pastor that I know is about to crucify me. Y'all didn't talk about sex because they told you if you talk about it, you're going to have it. If you kiss you on the lips, you're going to get pregnant. All that kind of hocus pocus stuff I've been hearing from the Pentecostal church. And then y'all get married and then you realize that he like oral sex, but your pastor said oral sex is a sin. Y'all didn't talk about it. Now y'all married and he wants oral sex a whole lot of the time and you say, I can't do it. Now he's wondering why. How dare you do this to me? But y'all both didn't talk about it. And then what happens is then she began to feel that there's something wrong with her. If not something wrong with him, she'll begin to think that he is a worldly man, a street man. How dare you ask me to give you oral sex? Well, y'all was too holy to not talk about it. And so the divorce rate in the church, okay? It ain't just finances why many of the divorces happen. As a matter of fact, they have told us over and over again and over the past 10 years that the number one reason why Christians divorce is because of boredom. Y'all ain't knocking no boots. And you don't want to knock them. You see, knocking them is one thing. It becomes a chore. But wanting to knock them together, that's worship. Oh, man. What's wrong with me today? There should always be fun in the bedroom with your spouse, Dennis Spencer says. Denise, come on, Elder, what are you saying here? He going to get it in the morning for lunch, dinner, a minute snack. What he want, he can come get it all day long. Love without limits. Elder Helen Washington is talking about. Helen is on top of this thing. No pun intended. All right. What are you saying here? Ursula says they both better get creative and learn how to talk to each other and not at each other. They must be good listeners. All right. Brothers. You want to make love to your wife. You can't be the bull in the pen at 8 o'clock. Well, every time y'all go to bed, that's the time now you want to poke her. Because you're gonna get the poking and your heart going to be broken. Ask me how I know. Okay, I was married a long time. And you go to poking and she like, and then your heart going to be broken. Now you're thinking, Sister Slewfoot across the street want me. And I'm trying to be saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized, that with a mighty burning fire. But my wife don't want me. Now what I'm going to do, I'm warning my members. All right? Okay? And you won't even buy Luther Lavandros to put in the house. You won't even bring in Anita Baker and bring them in their bedroom and put the tape on and do something, okay? Something you got to do, brothers. I'm talking to you right now. Like robots and harlots, all right? And they know what we want. They know we want the lady on the street and a freak in the bed. They know that. They've been hearing it forever. They know it. But they don't want to do it because you ain't treating them right. And you ain't. I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to turn the Wi-Fi off and use my cell phone. I stopped talking all through that pause. I see some of y'all are still here. All right. So I'm back. Now, what was I saying before I was rudely interrupted by Comcast or whoever is the service provider here. Paul Jones says keeping a spark in your marriage is the key, period. Okay, more divorce and less children been born in the same marriages. All right. Here's this article here. I want to go ahead and read this before I get cut off again, because this is important. You know what? More older people are understanding the need for sex. They're getting it. They're understanding. They're seeing their children divorced. They're seeing their children separated. And they're saying there's something going on. And they're coming to this conclusion through marriage counseling with pastors and what have you, that and infidelity and what have you, that the root of the problem is they're not being intimate with each other. And the ladies just want you to wine and dine her and act like you're dating. Okay? I'm trying to tell y'all, brothers, if you want to renew your relationship with your spouse, act like you're dating again. Go out and do some stuff that you used to do to get her, and do that again. Y'all been hearing this for a long time, but you don't do it. So what you're doing is you're making preachers feel like they're wasting their time, because they're repeating themselves over and over again, and you're not following suit. So it's vitally important. Here's a great article, Family Share. Check this out. This might help some of y'all renew something. This is by a man by the name of Aaron Anderson. Aaron Anderson is a therapist and the director of the Marriage and Family Clinic in Denver, Colorado. Okay, he's a writer, a speaker, a relationship expert, and all this stuff. So I'm going to read what he says so that y'all won't think that I'm talking out of my two nostrils, okay? I can smell, but I don't talk out of them nostrils, all right? He always say, as a marriage counselor, I see a lot of couples who come to me with sexual problems in their relationship. And the stories that couples tell me about their sexual difficulties, he says, it's a whole lot of them, and it varies, but most of them go something, he say, like this. He wants more sex, but she don't. He says he needs sex to feel close, and she doesn't see why her snuggling, okay, cuddling, and stuff she does around the house doesn't do it for him. Men ain't into all of that, y'all. Ladies, you can go ahead and sit with him with a cute little book, a novel, have him watch TV and these special little things. He ain't into all that stuff. When he horny, he don't have time. Let me tell y'all something. Again, this ain't for you too holy folk or you young kids, okay? When brothers watch pornography, I'm talking about the ones who ain't been delivered. When they watch pornography, they got their hands on a particular button here. And it's one of two buttons. They got their hand on the rewind button and the fast forward button. The ladies, when they watch pornography, the ones who ain't been delivered, they put the thing down. They start the tape and put that thing down and sit down and watch the whole thing from start to finish, uninterrupted. Y'all like, what? Where you going with this? I gotta go here to show y'all that men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and there's a different thought patterns when it comes to sexuality and affection and romance in both parties. And the porn industry is smarter than the church in many cases. Oh man, I can't believe I'm going this way, but I gotta go here because it's very important. The pornography industry has got y'all pegged. They figured y'all out. They created the soft porn for the ladies, and they created hard porn for the brothers, because they know how we operate. You see, the brothers will see something on the tape that's tantalizing to his nostrils. He begin to slob and sliver like he's about to speak in some unknown tongue. He's seeing something because it's about them eyes. And so what he does is, when he see what's going on and he like it, right? And the camera then pans somewhere else, he take that rewind button and go because he want to see that again. He want to see that again. And then he's had enough of seeing that, and then it moves on, and it gets to another spot where now they're putting their clothes on and they're getting ready to do some acting. And you know what he's gonna do? He gonna hit the fast forward button to see. I don't want to see this. He wants to get to the sexual part, the next sexual part, with the hopes that the next part is just as or as more sexual than the last part. That's the way men think. And the porn industry are great evangelists. They know this. A sister will set that tape And the most intimate part of soft porn to the ladies is the part leading up to the sex. Or they're at the restaurant, they role playing. He's talking sweet nothings to her. The music starts. He's rubbing her legs and toes. He's blowing in her ears, okay? He's playing in her hair. And all these things are going forth because, ladies, the porn industry are great evangelists. They know y'all. Okay? Now, it will take him forever to get through that tape, sometimes 2-3 hours to get through a tape that might be 30 minutes long because he's continually rewinding, but the ladies got through it and she's good. And that should be what should be happening in the household of those of you who, brothers, the ladies are trying to recreate this wonderful depiction of soap to the opera. Yeah. My mama said something to my daddy, and I gotta say it. She might come on here and rebuke me, but my brother Rodney's here, and maybe he can shelter me in the arms of faith. Okay, my mama said, "Hubby, why you don't do what I see on the TV?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Well, them soap operas. And he said, "What do you mean?" Well, I see the white man talking sweet nothings to his woman. He like, yeah, and she's talking. He's talking all these things. He's whining and dining her, and my mama sees them kissing and all this slowly stuff. And my mama said, "Why you don't do that?" Now this was years ago, okay. And then my daddy said a thing. He said a strange thing to her. Okay, my mama told me this story, so I know it's the truth. This is. And my mama says, my daddy replied and says, "I gave you 9 kids, didn't I?" Oh, man. I heard that story as a young boy, and it blew me away. I says, wow, I get it. I get it. It makes a whole lot of sense now. Here's the thing. Rodney said, me no speak. Me no speak no English. Here's the thing. I got it. My mother was the typical woman in these situations where she needed the romance to happen. Before there was a touch, there must have been some type of romance because she looked at the TV and that was the interpretation that America had for romance. But my father represented many of the men in the world. Rodney said Dad told us it also. You see, and here's the thing. My father represented the men because men look at doing something for a woman as his way of showing that he loves her. And in my father's way of showing my mother that he loved her is that he gave her babies. Was that not good enough? Oh, man. Now, again, that was years ago. But if you saw my parents today, they need to be on TV because they are some of the most romantic folks I know. And me and Rodney have to leave the room because it just makes us sick how romantic they are. Just can y'all get a room? And they like, y'all in our bedroom. What are you talking about? Y'all came over here to visit and y'all have been here. Oh, y'all do have a room. Yeah. So they tell us, y'all go get a room. Get out of here. The married couples won't go home. The singles can't work in the church for the Leotha. I miss a lot of y'all's. Okay, so here's the thing. So that's what he's saying here in the article. He's saying at the end of the day, she doesn't see why sex is so important to him. She don't see why it's so important. Anyway, there are so many other things they do together as a couple that makes their relationship great that sex shouldn't be as much of a priority. But after a while, she begins to wonder if there's something wrong with her for not wanting sex. And he also begins to wonder if something's wrong with him for wanting sex as much as he does. So the couples go on like this, both wondering if something is wrong with them or the other one. Something wrong with somebody. And they grow more and more frustrated. And then they grow distant. So it's no wonder that many couples and women especially They wonder if sex really is necessary for a happy marriage because it seems to just cause more problems. If he could just learn to do without, the problem would be solved. That's what some of the ladies, women, wives are saying. If he could just do without the sex and concentrate on other things, this would be a great marriage. And the problem with that is, I'm sorry. Sex is vitally important in marriage. It has been psychologically, physiologically, scientifically proven that sex is a vital part of marriage, especially in Scripture as well. It's a vital part. The only thing you uniquely share with your spouse that you don't share with anyone else, hopefully, is sex. That's it. You can share everything else. But sex? Nope. So sex is the only thing that sets you and your spouse apart from simply being roommates. It is a vital part of marriage. Not only does sex set you and your spouse apart from simply being roommates, it also requires a deeper level of communication that you don't normally do with just anybody. Sex requires you to talk to each other about intimate things and emotional things. For example, to have a truly intimate experience with your spouse, you need to tell your spouse where you like to be touched and make requests. Make your requests known in the bedroom, ladies. Oh, man, here's why I get nasty again. Tell Deacon Bobo and the rest of the holy folks to leave the room right now. Because let me tell you something. Ladies, you ain't telling the brother what really turns you on physically. You ain't telling them. They got to search and find out and dig deep as if God says he hides the matter and it's a glory of kings to search it out. You ain't God. Stop hiding your matter. What's the matter? Tell the brothers, I like it when you take your finger and find the clitoris, all right? There's a spot there. It ain't an A spot, a B spot, a C spot. It ain't an F spot, or it could be an F spot. It probably is the G spot. Make him GQ, all right? And tell him that's where it is. And when he's searching, tell him you missed it. Go back. Back up a few inches. Go to the right. Now go to the left. Now go up. Now there it is right there. Let him analyze your anatomy. Why? Because you show your doctor your anatomy. You show your doctor where it hurts. You show your doctor this and that. And so your doctor, in many cases, I'm molesting you. I'm getting in trouble for this. I will never preach the gospel ever again. But you let some strange dude molest you with his hands, okay? If he was allowed to use his tongue, he'd do it. Some of these nasty doctors. But your husband at home, it's like he's trying to figure his way through his wife. What is that it? Well, keep trying, baby. Just keep trying, okay? No. Give him a blueprint. Put it in his face and say, here it is right here. Matter of fact, buy an x-ray machine, okay? And take an x-ray of your body and put it on that wall there and point to it with a stick. Say, here it is right here. Get your whiteboard, okay? And put it up there and say, here is the G. And G, the X don't mark the spot. G marks that spot. Take your finger and play with that, and you keep playing with that, and then an explosion will happen. I will be satisfied for the first time in our 40 years marriage. Because you get your satisfaction, it lasts for 10 minutes, and spoop, you're spewing out, and you're spitting everywhere, and here I am waiting for my turn. You tell the man, listen, slow this down. No, brother, slow it down. Let me tell you what's going to make it enjoyable for the both of us. So y'all don't communicate. That's the problem. So sex is boring to you because you don't know how to communicate it to him. And even though he's sprouting out and he's had his time, that don't mean it's satisfying to him that he's been fulfilled. That just simply means physiologically the penis did what it was designed to do. But up here, he feel like, my wife want more. I know she want more, but I keep sprouting out because she keeps causing me to be premature. I'm sorry, y'all, I got to go here because I'm trying to save some marriages, and you deep folk keep signing off because you can't take it. And that's why you're going to be in the counseling line maybe Monday, because you ain't going tomorrow because you don't want folk to know there's problems in your house. I go to y'all's houses, especially you pastors, and y'all got 2 bedrooms, 2 beds, all right? And because one snores too much, so you can't sleep with him or her. Y'all got 2 beds, y'all ain't even talking to each other. Don't even touch my toes, okay? What's wrong with the saints? And then you're going to come there and try to say you the best marriage counselor there is. Just because you married don't mean that you got the best marriage. Longevity don't mean diddly to the squat. Okay? It's not the quantity of time. It's the quality of time. And I know people who have been married 6 months can tell y'all some stuff to y'all who've been married for 40 years. And you've been having 30 years of a boring relationship. I know, I don't care. Leo says, and even then, show giving a diagram. Some men don't listen. That's frustrated. Come on, Leo, come on. It is mental. That's it right there. Leo, you better preach this. If he could do without, things change. It can go from daily to weekly, but it shouldn't go away. Woo-wee. This is the greatest revival y'all ever been a part of. Ain't nobody's, well, maybe you will speak in some tongue tonight if you listen to what I'm saying and do benevolence to your wife or husband. There's going to be some tongues. There's going to be some foreign, strange languages come out of there. And you best believe God's going to be a part of that because it's going to be old to the God. All right? Trust me on this. I know what I'm saying. I don't care what y'all say about me. I don't care. If I had just saw myself teach this 20 years later up the road, I'd still be married today. If I just saw the older Sir Walter and said, I want to listen to that dude. He don't exist yet. I just want to take me to the future. Take me to the sex also creates passion and a unique connection. And to be able to talk to your spouse is this kind of vulnerability. Okay, intimate way creates a unique connection that you simply can't have with anyone else without becoming sexual. This kind of intimate talk and physical touch creates passion in your relationship too. It tells your spouse you think of him or her as more than just a friend. He says he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. Okay? You don't just want to be a friend. You want to be a really, really, really good friend. You want to be closer and closer than that. This unique connection that lovers have created vibrance, passion, and romance between the two of you that you can't create in any other way other than sexually. Tap into each other. Yeah, I said it. When couples come to me for counseling about their sexual difficulties, they're sometimes surprised that I don't focus on techniques or the number of times that they engage in sex in a week. Whether they have sex 2 times a week or 10 times a week, it's irrelevant. I agree here. What's more important is that sex becomes an intimate and connecting experience for both of them. If this isn't happening, then the marriage isn't really happy. So instead of couples arguing about sex and creating more distance, couples need to learn to really talk and communicate about sex. Talk about it, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, if y'all getting serious and you're dating, what have you, I suggest you talk about sex. Yep, I said it. You can tell your pastor on me all you want to. He don't run this here show. What you say? Yes, you. Yeah. What you saying? Sometimes it's just as simple as setting the atmosphere. Come on, man. Y'all get you some. Don't put Mahalia Jackson in your bedroom. I don't want to hear. I don't feel no ways tired in my bedroom. No, I don't. Won't he make you clean inside? Tell Hezekiah you ain't allowed in my bedroom. I don't want to be clean inside. It's going to be a sticky situation in my bedroom. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. I ain't trying to get saved in the bedroom. We already saved. There's a worship experience about to happen in the bedroom. That is the most worshipful experience that you may ever encounter for those of you who are married in the bedroom. You better come on in the room. Hey, come on. And I said, come. in the room. And when you ain't doing that, and when you ain't thinking about that with each other, you married folks, okay? When you're too holy and you're always thinking about everything else and you never think about that, your marriage is just about done clocked out. So what? You're going to stay together forever. That don't mean nothing. You're going to have the most boring. Vulnerability, Leo says, people have problems with that today. If you can't be in the raw, vulnerable with your spouse, my God, that's sad. Come on. Talk to each other. Talk to each other. And y'all know each other's language. You just too prideful, one of them folks, to communicate that with each other. There is a certain language that you know that your husband and your wife understand. Y'all know that language. You understand it. And so what the lady sometime will do will punish this man. She will withhold both the language and the body because he did something that she was not pleased with. And I ain't talking about cheating on her or something. He may not have taken out the garbage. Or he said something she didn't like. So they get into bed knowing that this man is haunted. And she said, it ain't happening tonight. You sinning. I'm sorry. You sinning. You wrong. You wrong. Ladies, brothers, we got too many folk walking around here, haunted. They married, and their spouses are at home, thinking that everything is okay. But the other spouse is at church, sitting on the bench. And during offering time, these young ladies, these millennials, and these girls in their 30s, some of them much older, put on the shortest skirts you can find in the kingdom. Well, they're not in the kingdom, they're outside the kingdom, because the short skirt rack is outside the kingdom. And offering time is when the testing comes. Ooh-wee. You see, because she done sprayed her favorite cologne or perfume on when she left the house. I'm preaching now. And then she just walked by him, and there was a certain scent, the fragrance, the incense, and filled the temple, and he haunted. He asked you for some this morning, and you refused because you said, I got to get to Sunday school. And when you think that you putting God first by withholding from your husband so you can go to a church house, God says, I'm gonna do something about that. I'm gonna do something about that. You see, I keep getting in trouble with this. So he look at y'all march around the offering plate, and he see things that he trying not to see, but some of y'all have been built in a certain way that's blessing the brothers. Yeah. You have been designed in such a way that you had no control over that. Yeah, you see, things filled in kind of early in life. Some things came a little later in life for some of y'all, but some things filled in, and you might only be 15, 16. And many of the brothers don't know it. That's why you see a lot of these guys on the sexual offenders list, because she done filled in a little early in life. I'm trying to tell y'all what I know. And y'all walk around the offering pan, and he haunted, and he's wondering, my woman is over there in the missionary's seat and didn't give me none this morning. And if I was a dog, I'd try to get me a phone number from somebody. So you're tempting the brother. So the Apostle Paul had to deal with this even when it came to fasting. Some of y'all are going to fasting and think you can fast because you feel like it. And the Apostle Paul said, no, you need to ask your wife or your husband if you can. You're like, I'm going before the Lord. I don't need nobody's. Well, didn't I just say earlier that y'all enter into the institution of marriage? When you go into that institution, you ain't in that by yourself, number one. Number two, his body ain't his, it belong to you. Your body ain't yours, it belong to him. So when you withhold your body from him, you withholding his body from him. Now, that's everything you do. So when you get sick, he gets sick. When you well, he's well. When you physically or mentally distraught, he's distraught. So the Apostle Paul says, okay, you put the plate down. If you feel like it, that's fine. You're feeling like you need something from the Lord, that's fine. God will not withhold that from you. Go ahead and get something from the Lord. All right, daughter? Good. Now, did you talk to your husband about that? Why I need to talk to him? Okay, so now we got a problem here because your pastor didn't counsel you properly. Huh? What do you mean? Well, he should have told you that your body don't belong to you. He should have took you to the scripture and showed it to you. And did he show it to you? No, I said, man, I am a messing up. All right. So he says, now you go ahead and ask each other for permission. And then if he say you can't fast, guess what? You can't fast. Ooh, that is heresy to many of y'all. Y'all like, that's heresy. I don't want to bring out the scriptures. Then it's going to turn into a Bible study in 1 Corinthians chapter 7. It's going to turn to that Bible study. It says, you go ahead and fast if you want to, but get his permission. If he say no, I'm sorry, sister. No. Okay? Because it ain't about you. Now, if he say yes, go ahead and worship the Lord and be hungry and get all you can from the Lord. Then he says, all right, time's up. Huh? I want to go another 6 weeks. Oh, no, baby. No to the no, baby. You see, now what you're doing is you're setting up a problem here where temptation can set in and he could be tempted. I better shut this down because y'all getting upset with me and I don't care. Jimmy, he cracked on and I didn't care then either. He said, oh, my God, then there's minds start running, nasty old buzzards fantasizing about what he wants. Denise, girl, you just are tapping and making me laugh, all right? Let me shut this down by saying, ladies, stop punishing your husbands. They are built physiologically for sex, and they need it. They don't just want it. It just comes upon them, and they have to have it. Give your husband sex. It is due them, right now, and when you do that, it is his way of release. It's his way mentally. It shows something. Number 3, he feels like he has a connection to you. A lot of men do that. He may not tell you that, but he's really showing it to you sexually. He will, and you have this chemistry, this spiritual thing. You're supposed to have a discerning of spirits to know that your husband really is into you. Before, during, and after sex. All right. That's the brothers or sisters. I'm talking to you right now. All right. Give it to him. Unless there be a physical issue, something medical, you express to him, listen, it hurts when you do it that way. I can't do it doggy style because my fallopian tubes or my vajayjay is upside down or it failed, okay? Or there was an injury when I was 5 years old, and I can't have that because it hurts me. And so when you express it to him, and if he loves you, he won't do it that way. And you both can come together, and there might be a fix for that. Medically, there might be a fix. You're going to be down for 6 weeks or something like that after surgery, okay? That's fine. But if you both want to have happy sex, okay, then you might want to go and get counseling on that. Other than that, express to him what you don't like, and then express to him what you do like, and watch a happy man. Ooh, watch him be excited about running home from work. He ain't hanging around the job too long. He coming home for work. He coming twice. All right? All right? Now, that's I'm talking to you ladies, but brothers, all right? She going to tell you that there's something physically going on medically, and your big head need to listen. Both heads need to pay close attention. Pay close attention to what she's saying. And if you love her, then you will obey the scriptures that says the comparison of Christ loving the church. So should your husbands love the wife, okay? Because Christ gave his life for it. That's some serious pain. And so you should have the pain of possibly going through the withdrawal of the withholding certain positions because medically she can't perform. So go through the pain and the agony of that and find other ways to fill that void without sinning. Find other ways to fill that void. Communicate, talk about it. And there are several ways to be satisfied physically with your wife. It sure is, without bringing in a third person and without bringing in a sex doll or without bringing in pornography. There's just ways of doing it, and y'all can find ways to please each other. Yes, you can. If I can just hear myself when I was 20 years ago talk now, woo, I'd rule the world. Rule the world. What about what husbands with what withholding? Daphne Carter? Great question. And I mentioned this earlier, Daphne, in earlier the part of the show. You have to rewind. There are men who will withhold sex for the same reason. There are women today who are very, very, very sexual. They have to have it, especially when they get older. They go into their sexual prime years, and they have to have it. So they become bulls, all right? Their bodies are waking and opening up, and it's turning and things like that. And she wants it, and now he's got to perform and perform and perform. And then as he gets older, he does the reverse of what she's doing, and he goes into a testosterone level lowering situation. He goes into impotence and things like that. And so she's got to now find a way to help heal him and get him back to a place where he can perform. So they made, again, counseling, going to a nutritionist, all right, going to the health store, stop feeding him all this stuff, this food, cooking things that causes his testosterone to be lowered, cause him to be fatigued, and there's things you can do to help boost up that thing, get education on it. Other than that, he will withhold it because he feels an embarrassment, especially if he can't hold an erection too long. Then he feels there's something wrong with him, and then he knows you see that he's a shrinking, and then he feels his manlyhood is being broken. Okay, it's being broken. And so that's right, Clarence, like Peggy Bundy. And so he feels less than a man. And so you ladies got to show even more love and compassion and understanding and get some help. Get him some help, if there is help available to him. Number two, some men withhold sex because they have headaches as well. They had a hard day and they just don't feel like it that night. And so you've got to understand him when he's tired as well. But brothers, you can't keep withholding that because the ladies are getting revenge and they're going out there and getting it. I'm trying to tell y'all what I'm saying. They're going out there and getting it on you, and they're more clever than you are with hiding their sins. In many cases, they don't get caught. We do. We put our phone down right there, and there she is, the other woman. She's calling right now because, you know, women, that's the way they are. When they've realized, all right, this road is getting ready to go to an end, when they get even, they get really even. Oh, hell has no fury. Is that it? Like the woman scorn, whatever it is, she gonna get even, and she coming for blood. Brothers are just dumb and stupid. All right, we just get caught like that because God has given these women intuition. So brothers, they withhold it for those reasons. All right. Again, last night she gave him some, and all right, now he's tired, and it may take this brother 2 days to recover. Y'all like, huh? What kind of brother is that? Well, all men ain't the same. Y'all look at Denzel Washington, and y'all are lusting after these married Hollywood actors. Y'all ladies, y'all got to stop undressing these Hollywood men, putting their naked pictures on y'all Facebook wall. And no, he wasn't naked. He just had his shirt off. That man married. Would you want somebody to be taking your married husband and putting his shirtless top on y'all's Facebook wall and say, look at this candy? Y'all, you sanctified women are doing that, and y'all think men are upset and jealous of that. No, we think y'all crazy. Because if we did that on our wall with Halle to the Berry and all these other women, okay, scantily dressed, and said, and look at that fine, sexy chocolate, then y'all be like, how dare you? But y'all can get away with it because it's women having fun. You see what I'm saying? So there's some brothers who are fine, but they can't perform, all right? And they may need 2 days to recover it. Because you tore him up, you tapped him into the stratosphere, and he ain't as young as he used to be. He ain't 21 no more. He's 61. I almost said 51. All right. So anyway, yeah, no fear like a woman scorned. Thank you, Jermaine. Or they may pull on it too much. Yep. Come on. They pull on it too much. Then you gotta understand, that's blood. That's a blood vessel. That thing called a penis is a blood vessel. And those things break. They pop. They get sore like, I would show y'all my muscles, but I don't want to bare arms, okay? And them things get sore and abrasive, okay, and all that stuff. And so it needs to relax and rest and what have you. He need to recuperate, and it may take 24, 48 hours or more, and you've got to just be patient because he ain't no robot. He out of shape, and you keep making him pork sandwiches and catfish and grape Kool-Aid. Okay, if you feed him better, he can recover over 24 hours or less and give you some more the next morning. I'm just trying to tell y'all, sometimes it's y'all's fault why he that way. Yep, definitely 2 days to recover. I'm trying to help y'all out, and y'all ain't listening to me. Well, Walter, you really have gotten real and raw this night, but needed information to come on, Jermaine. If they're going to turn on the Sir Walter Jones show, you ain't coming here to hear us hold hand and saying kumbaya. That ain't my kind of show, all right? That ain't. I'll let y'all tune into maybe NPR. I let them talk about Russia and the Russian women with the Habibs and stuff. We don't talk about that stuff here. We talk about the rawness. We talk about stuff that you ain't going to hear on Sunday morning. All right? You ain't going to hear on Tuesday night Bible study either. I'm sorry. You ain't going to hear it in the church house because it might be too much for you. But one of the greatest Bible studies that I attended was that when I was in my 20s, and my pastor had a study on sexuality, and he talked about sex with each other, married couples. It was a married couples, and he talked about all kind of stuff. Anal sex, talked about oral sex, he talked about positions and all that stuff, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, he really talked about it, and I was so impressed. That was the greatest Bible study I had ever had since. I learned more about the sexual subject with that, and I applaud him even today. God rest his soul, John Albert Jones. All right. But since then, I ain't been hearing. Y'all said my pastor brought this up. So whenever they talk about sex now, especially in the black church, they go to scripture and talk about some cute stuff, which is important because you need both natural and spirit. But after you get through giving the spirit, what a natural. That's why I say, I don't want Mahalia Jackson or Shirley Caesar in my bedroom. Put some Luther on. Put it on. Because a house is not a home. Put it on. I want to hear, I want to sex you up. I don't care. You think I care? Put some earth, wind, and fire on. All right? I want to feel the fire. Okay? I want to hear all of that in the bedroom. And there's going to be some language coming out of that room. There's going to be some language. I may not be able to use that type of language in public, but it might be some. And if that's the way y'all float your boats, then go ahead. Create your own language or language that people understand. Create it. Don't just use that language because you're upset with somebody in a bar. If you think that using that language is okay between the two of you because it spices up your sexual then use it. 3 and 4 letters. Go ahead. It's still worship. It's the both of y'all. And you enjoying your time with each other. Okay? All right. I hope I answered some of y'all's question so y'all can blame Pastor Clarence Smith for today's subject matter. Go to his wall and tell him, don't ever ask no more questions like this because Sir Walter Jones is crazy. Didn't he say classical music? Oh, classical music do it for you? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have asked you that. Okay, classical music? Oh, no. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody saying nothing. I don't know. It could be classical music. Could be the author or the composer talking about God's grace. I don't want to think about holy matters. So I want somebody to say some lyrics. Now, some smooth jazz, I know that at least 99% of that is talking about something dealing with the natural. Okay, turn off the lights as the late Teddy Pendergrass, Stephen Perry, turn it off. He was upset. He said, "You ain't turned that off. Turn it off." Okay, blame Romantis P. Moore because he tagged me in that post. And y'all go ahead and go to his church and say, Brother Romandus, don't do that. Don't tag Ella Jones and nothing else sexual. All right, Daphne, good night to you. I thought you was going to say Clarence Cobb. Clarence Cobb. Well, here's Clarence Cobb Jr. right here. All right, I'm going to go. Oh, I had 6 tips for talking to your husband about sex. And you can go there, familyshare.com. One that says establish a comfortable environment. Make sure, I just talked about the environment with the music. Satin sheets don't slide. So if y'all want to hear something spiritual that might bring you into a spiritual artist, then go to T.D. Jakes' Sacred Love Songs, and all them songs will bless you. Ooh-wee. Yeah, so that's establish a comfortable environment. Choose an appropriate time. Ladies, the best time to talk about something intimate and what have you is not after the climatic moment. And now you're going to say something like, we need to talk. No, we don't need to talk. We don't need to talk. That we need to talk is always something negative or something bad or something horrific or something, I don't know. Don't say we need to talk to a man. Don't say that. Don't ever say that. Not after that climatic mode. Just say, baby, ooh, let me tell you something, sweetheart. And then you can give him whatever you want, but don't ever say we need to talk. No. Especially not after that, because he feel used. Right? Pillow talk is good. Now we talking. Pillow talk is great. You get some of the greatest stuff, and do the pillow talk before y'all start going into deep cracking crevices and dungeons and caves. Okay, do the pillow talk first, and then do the pillow talk during. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure the content though in the pillow talk during is appropriate. And then after the both climatic moments, because brothers, if you have not found out how to cause your wife to have an explosion, whether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, all right, at least once, by now, something's wrong with your theology. Something wrong with your search for anatomy things. You need to grab your biology book, okay? And there's a page there that is translucent, okay? It's a clear see-through page. You go to your high school up the street and ask for a biology book. And right there in the middle somewhere, when they talk about anatomy, there's a page there that is transparent. And it's got a body, a skeleton body, okay? And it's telling you all of the parts of the body. It's a clear page. Y'all remember that page? Yeah. All of them had it in there. I don't know if they took them out. And then look through that page and get your magnifying glass if you have to and magnify her parts. And say, there it is. G marks the spot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then read the chapter on BAM, okay? On climax, okay? And then try it out on her. If that one don't work, try something else out. Go on Google and search and do a Google search to find out, okay, I'm doing something wrong. See, because everybody's body ain't the same. All women's body ain't the same. You need to keep trying to tiptoe through her tulips, put your tap shoes on and tap dance, and find out, be a Gordon fisherman and go deep sea diving and go down there and find out which one of these bumps in this anatomy do I hit. Okay, is this the one? If she go out, if that's the one, then you stay right there and keep hitting that one right there until she has concluded in her mind that she can't take it no more. So if you've been married this long and she ain't never, because I've been hearing these testimonies, and my husband ain't never caused me to go kapoof. Okay, now that's the problem. He's selfish. He just wanted for himself. Ladies, stop settling for that. Talk to your brother and tell him, hey, why? Let's go somewhere and find out how they doing this. All right? I'm just trying to tell you. So choosing an appropriate time, determine your lingo. I mentioned that. Learn from trusted sources about the things that are true for everyone. Be light-hearted. Okay? Flirt with each other. Make it a great night. All right? Yes, definitely do the pillow talk first. Do it first. And trust me, you're going to thank me one day. One day. All right. I'm going to stop now because it's Saturday night and y'all need to do a ceremonial wash because I done made this place dirty. It's dirty. It's just so dirty. Y'all going to have to go before the Lord tonight and try to clean up y'all's phone because it's y'all's phone, if you're watching from your laptop, desktop, it's dirty now. All this content that went out, y'all feel dirty because you got to go to worship tomorrow. What a shame. Ain't it just a shame that I done dirtified your phone? But I tell you one thing, after service tomorrow, some of y'all going to be running home. Running back to you. Because many of y'all got unsaved husbands. Y'all spend too much time in church. That's why your husband is unsaved. Because you give the church all your time. You give the pastor all your time. And that man is sitting at home waiting. And his dangling is just waving in the air like it just don't care. Because his wife, who her body belongs to him, she up there at the church house. Giving everybody everything. And then when she comes home, she too tired. That ain't of God. That ain't of him. And the Bible says, how could you serve in the house of God and rule over these people and you ain't take care of home? And the children don't hold you in gravity and respect. How are you going to take care of church house? You worse than an infidel, ladies. Go home. Take care of your husband. Give him all the attention you can. And if he say, don't go to church today, don't go. And watch how God bless your home and save that man. Ooh, wee. John Lofton, I know. I know. Give yourself to the man you said I'll do to. Give your body to him. And in return, watch what happens. I've heard many great testimonies. Them husbands came to church just looking like, why he look like that? I gave him some. Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. I ain't gave him none in a long time, but I watched the Sir Walter Jones show and I gave him some and he came to church. He wanted to meet the man who changed his life. So he coming in there smiling. He sure been smiling for the whole service, yep. He's smiling because I gave him some. And he can't wait till the night. You could save a whole lot of folk if you tell them the truth. All right. I got to go because I done upset enough. Tomorrow is the Grammy Awards, so y'all going to be watching some of the most unscantily of the unscantilies dressed on that show tomorrow. So y'all think this was something? Y'all think this show was something? Turn on the Grammys tomorrow, and you're going to have to take some soap and wash the screen of your big screen. You're just going to wash it and put on some D.L. Moody or Wigglesworth so that he can, or maybe C.H. Mason tape so he can pray for your house because it's going to be nasty tomorrow. So you think this something? All right? Because tomorrow night, I had planned on talking about church hurt. That was my subject for tomorrow. But the Grammys might go over a little bit in time. And I know it's a Monday, it's a work night. So y'all might go to bed after that. So I might save that show for Monday. Church hurt. I'm going to put a spin on it in a different way. Shantae, who might be watching maybe later on, she brought up some points that I want to bring out. Shantae Charles. Blame her for the show I may do tomorrow or Monday. Good night. Sir Walter Jones Show. Hit the share button if you can. Share it with folks. Share it. Don't be scared. Share it with your man. He gonna bless him. Brothers, share this with your wife. It's gonna bless them. And if it don't bless them, if they mad at you after this, run for it. Run into the arms of a counselor. Run to Jesus first, but run to a counselor. Go by yourself and then take her with you, but run. If you're on YouTube, hit the share button. Subscribe. See y'all later. Bye now. Keep hope alive. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.